Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here with my February TBR, which is all the books that I hope to read in February of 2025. I am still recovering from an illness, so forgive my appearance if I sound a little weird. That's why, but we're getting into February and I wanted to get this filmed. So here I am. You get to see me looking like this. I have a couple things already planned. So I joined another local book club. It's the person who invited me is someone that I was in a book club with many, like I think close to 10 years ago, a long time ago. She reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be part of a local book club that she and her friends were putting together, and I said yes. We are going to be reading nonfiction, kind of like political history books. So we will be meeting at the end of the month. We are going to be reading They Thought They Were Free by Milton Mayer. This is the story of 10 Germans. Hold on. I'm going to look it up because I can't remember. I got the audiobook from my library because it was available. All right. First published in 1955, They Thought They Were Free is an eloquent and provocative examination of the development of fascism in Germany. Milton Mayer's book is a study of 10 Germans and their lives from 1933 to 1945 based on interviews he conducted after the war when he lived in Germany. Mayer had a position as a research professor at the University of Frankfurt and lived in a small nearby Hessian town which he disguised with the name Kronenberg. These 10 men were not men of distinction, Mayer noted, but they had been members of the Nazi Party. Mayer wanted to discover what had made them Nazis. You know, I think that kind of speaks for itself. We're listening to that, we're learning about fascism. Then we're going to meet at the end of the month and talk about it. Okay, so that's the book club. My in-person, candy salad book club has not met this month. We are meeting, later this week, I think. We may pick another book, but probably won't meet until March. And so I don't have, a candy salad book club pick to put on this month's TBR. For the Buzzword Readathon, hosted by Books and Lala here on YouTube, the Buzzwordathon is a year-long reading challenge. This year, Kayla has 2 different prompts. You can do a theme for, the title, or they have a cover. She has a cover prompt. So I'm doing just the theme title words because for me it's just easier than trying to find a cover to. The theme for February is water words, water-related words. So I will be reading Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane. I own this on my Kindle. It was an Amazon first read forever ago. And so I downloaded it. It's part of a series. I think it's become a movie. Never seen the movie. It has to do with a mom and their house at this lake, and her husband's a serial killer, I think. I don't really know very much about it, but lake is a water word, so we'll be reading Stillhouse Lake, and again, it's something that gets off of my physical TBR, so always happy to have that. I do have 2 books from the library right now. I tried really hard. I wasn't going to have any library books this month, but you know me, I can't not go to the library. One of them is on my Kindle. It is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is a romance. So for February, I wanted at least one romance. Talia Hibbert is Black, so Black History Month, also trying to read some Black authors. Not that I don't every other month, but, a Black romance for the month of February sounded really appropriate. This is a reread for me. I love these books. There's 3 of them in the Brown Sisters trilogy. I just checked out the first one for now. In this book, you are following Chloe Brown. She has an autoimmune disease. I want to say arthritis. It might be something else. She is the oldest sister in this family, and she has decided that she's discovered that she's just been safe with her life. And so she makes this list of things she wants to do. This is her life list, to get a life and stop you know, being the meek person she is. So she rents an apartment. The landlord, maintenance man of the apartment, she does not like him. They do not get along, but for some reason, I can't remember if they like make a deal together to hang out. Somehow they're helping each other. They fall in love because it is a romance. I first read this several years ago, maybe 2022. It might have been 2021. I think it was 2022. Anyway, I've read this one before. It's been a while, but I really, really loved it. It was 5-star. And again, I wanted at least one romance for this month, and I really liked those books, so I decided to download the first one, or to borrow the first one from the library and read that this month. The other book that I have from the library, I have requested the physical copy. It is not here yet. It is also a reread for me. It is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I first read this 2 years ago. This is part of a, I believe, trilogy. The Legendborn cycle is what it's called. The third book in this series is coming out in March 4th. And so I would like to read Legendborn and the second one, which is Bloodmarked. I'd like to reread those before the third one comes out. So I decided to grab Legendborn. In this, you are following Bree. She is a 16-year-old who is attending a college. They have like a program for 16-year-olds, like high school students. It's like an advanced placement program at this college where her mother went to college. One night at the beginning of her semester, she is at a party with a bunch of other people, like in the woods. They're cliff diving, and she sees this like thing, this demon that no one else seems to see, and she's like, what is up with this? Hello, there's a demon. It's right there. How can no one see this? But she does notice that at least one other person at this party does see that thing. So she follows them and wants to learn more about what's happening that she can see that other people can't see. It has a lot to do with secret societies at college. It has to do with like fighting demons, and it also has to do with bloodlines. And it falls into Arthurian legend. So you find out that this secret society on this college campus, they're all descendants of Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. And there's like this whole hierarchy of how the people that are in this are like divided. There's pages and knights and stuff like that. Again, I first read this 2 years ago. Easy 5-star for me. This is young adult fantasy, but it was so great. It was just lovely. I loved it, and I'm so excited for Oathbound to come out next month. And again, I really want to read the first two again, so I just put Legendborn on my TBR. If I can get through it and have time to read Bloodmarked this month, I will. If not, then I'll read Bloodmarked, you know, at the beginning of March before I read Oathbound, which is the third one. And those are all the books that I have planned right now. So that's 4 books. I know I normally put 10 books on my TBR, but this is a short month. I am still feeling pretty crappy, and we're a few days into the month, and I don't want to keep, sometimes I feel like when I pick 10 books, I really rush and like push through to make sure I read those books, and I don't really want to do that this year. I want to read books, take the time with them that I want to take. And also, sometimes I want to mood read, and my little brain is like, you can't mood read because you have to read these things on your TBR, and I don't like that either. So, I'm only going to have 8 books on my TBR this month. 4 of them I've already decided. The other 4 we're going to pick out of the jar. So again, these are books that I own on my physical TBR, but also books that I want to read. If I pick something that I don't own, I may read it depending on the book. I may put it back and just try to read books that I own this month, because I looked at my physical TBR and I have 122 books on there, and it is constantly growing. And I just realized that I have added more books to my TBR that I haven't added into the jar yet. I know it doesn't look like I left, but I left. And I don't remember what I was saying. I realized that I had 3 more books to my physical TBR that I downloaded on my Kindle that I hadn't added in here, so I had to add those in here real quick. So anyway, if I pick a book that is one that I'm interested in reading but don't necessarily own, depending on the book, I may not read it this month because this is my TBR and it's my rules. Again, 122 books on my physical TBR, really trying to get that down. Out of the 4 books I've already picked this month, only one of them is one that I own. So I think we're gonna go for books that I own this month, but let's see what happens. Again, I did just add 3 more in here. All right, let's see what our first one is. Sorry, coughing fit. It is one that I just added. This is The Measure. I don't remember who that's by, so let me look it up real quick. Okay, The Measure is by Nikki Ehrlich. This is a science fiction book. It says, 8 ordinary people, 1 extraordinary choice. It seems like any other day. You wake up, pour a cup of coffee, and head out. But today, when you open your front door, waiting for you is a small wooden box. This box holds your fate inside, the answer to the exact number of years you will live. From suburban doorsteps to desert tents, every person on every continent receives the same box. In an instant, the world is thrust into a collective frenzy. Where did these boxes come from? What do they mean? Is there truth to what they promise? As society comes together and pulls apart, everyone faces the same shocking choice. Do they wish to know how long they live? And if so, what will they do with that knowledge? Basically, you wake up, there's a box, and it will tell you how long you live. So then people have to make this choice. Like, if they know that they're gonna die tomorrow, do they wanna just like say screw all the rules and do everything, maybe illegal things? I don't know. If they say, you know, and then my friend read this too, and she said that also comes down to then health insurances are like, insurance companies are like, well, do we wanna insure you because you're only gonna live for 3 more years, so we don't wanna put money into you. That's a whole other story. Don't get me started on health insurance. I'm especially mad at mine right now. Anyway, so I've heard really good things about this. Again, I had a friend that read it last year and I saw that it was on Kindle Unlimited, so I downloaded it. I count that as owned because it's on my Kindle. So I know I don't like own the physical, like own it because I have to, I can turn it back. But if it's on Kindle Unlimited and I've downloaded it to my Kindle, I count that as on my owned list. So, The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich, that's our first book. We're gonna pick 3 more, because again, we're just going for 8 books this month. All right, our second one is the Friday Night Knitting Club. Here's the Friday Night Knitting Club. My daughter pulled this for me when I was doing my like random number generator challenge, and she didn't want me to read it. Here's the thing about this. I got this book from the library sale last April. And my best friend also got a copy so that we would, our intention was to read this together, like as a buddy read. I don't think she's in the mood to read this right now, and also she's busy. This month she already has a bunch of other books. So I don't feel like this is the best time since I intentionally want to make this a buddy read. So I'm not going to put this on my TBR. I'm going to put it back down on the shelf. I'll talk to my bestie, and if she decides that she does want to read it this month, then I will totally put it on the TBR, and we'll just have 9 books instead of 8 this month. So I'm going to leave the little slip out. But right now, I'm going to kind of veto that one, and we're still going to pick 3. Because, again, it's my game. List, jar, and I can do what I want. Okay, our next one. Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is the first book in the Chestnut Springs series, I believe. Let me look it up again. Yes, Chestnut Springs. This is a cowboy romance. Everyone on TikTok and YouTube is all about Elsie Silver and her cowboy books right now. Okay, the rules were simple. Keep my hands off his daughter and stay out of trouble, but now I'm stuck with her and there's only one bed. Oh well, rules are made to be broken, aren't they? So it's a professional bull riding golden boy, and he has to clean up his image, so he's stuck with the daughter of his agent, and they're obviously going to fall in love. I really had no interest in reading these books. I think if you're not new here, you know that While I do read romance, it's not really something I read that much. I am much more likely to grab horror, thriller, sci-fi, fantasy. Romance is like towards the bottom of the list of things that I like to read. But I saw Katie Colson read this book and the second one, which I think is Heartless. And she loved, especially the second one, but she loved these books. She also loved Magnolia Parks. I read Magnolia Parks because of her, and I loved Magnolia Parks. So I'm like, if Katie likes it, then I should give it a shot, because she and I have pretty similar tastes in books. So I thought I'd give it a chance. Again, it's on Kindle Unlimited, so it's a book that I own. And I guess, and it's a romance, so that's nice, because February, still reading some romance. I guess we're gonna find out if cowboy romance is my thing. Okay, so I have 2 more books to pick. The next one is Deadlands. This is another book that I own. This is Deadlands Hunted by Skye Melky Wegner. I don't know anything about this book. Apparently it's part of a trilogy. I think it's young adult. It says, battle rages between the dinosaur kingdoms of Cretaceous. As the 2 remaining dinosaur kingdoms fight for territory, Illyri, the disgraced son of a prince, is punished for saving an enemy soldier and exiled to the merciless Deadlands, a desert crawling with ruthless carnivores. When he and some fellow exiles discover the horrific truth behind the war, the unlikely heroes must do all they can to save their kingdom from a lurking predator and a secret plot that might destroy them all. This is a book that I got from my mom. My mom works at Barnes & Noble, and she, you know, they had ARC copies. So she had this one, and she had this one. You cannot sell ARC copies, so she gave it to me when she was done with it, and I don't even know if she read it. Anyway, I got this from my mom. It's an ARC copy, and it sounded interesting, so cool. All right, so we'll put this one on the list too. Okay, so we have one more book to pick. Wow, right now I only have 1 book for my physical book in my hands for this whole TBR. That's crazy. All right. This is the Encyclopedia of Fairies. I don't own this book, and I don't feel like reading it right now, so I'm picking another one. That's my energy is waning. I don't care. I don't want to read that book, so I'm not going to. Men, Murder, and Makeup. This is another book on my Kindle. I think that this is a book, I think this was an Amazon Prime, like, first read. First reads are books that you can download for free the first of the, like, during the month before they come out. There's a list of them. I don't know anything about this, so let's look it up again. Ooh, okay, this sounds good. I did not know what this was. Apparently another beginning of a series, so out of the 4 books that I picked, 3 of them are the starts to new series. Yay for me, love that. Men, Murder, and Makeup, Drag Queen Detective #1 by Shane K. Morton. Murder is a drag. Victor Summers has a secret. Not only is he Maple Grove's top hairstylist and drag queen extraordinaire, he is also the town's reclusive, best-selling novelist, murder mystery author Vicky Dean. The murder of Mayor Jennings has everyone in the small town on edge, and Vicky Dean is the prime suspect. Can Victor clear her name without revealing his secret identity? The hunky new sheriff, Harper Wolf, investigates the murder. Will he help Victor prove Vicky's innocence or be a threat to not only his freedom but also his heart? Victor must let go of his fear and step out of the shadows in his high heels and lipstick to solve this mystery. He is ready for his close-up, whether he wants it or not. Okay. This, I don't think I knew what this was when I downloaded it. If I did, I did not remember that at all. Everything about this sounds fabulous. Mystery thriller, yay. About authors, yay. About drag queens, heck yeah. I love drag queens. Okay, yeah. I'm excited. I'm really excited about this. And maybe a little bit of romance in there too, so that's also exciting. Okay, so those are the 8, possibly 9 books that are on my TBR. Again, I'm going to text my bestie and see if she wants to read the Friday Night Knitting Club. I didn't even tell you what that was about. Friday Night Knitting Club by Kate Jacobs. I don't know, it sounds like maybe contemporary fiction. Oh, it looks like maybe it's sad. I don't know. Once a week, an eclectic group of women come together at a New York City yarn shop to work on their latest projects and share the stories of their lives. One of them tells a sad story about her daughter and ex-husband, maybe? And that man comes back demanding to be in their daughter's life, and Georgia is upset. I don't know. That's a summary of the summary. So I'll see if she wants to read that, and if not, then it's gonna go back on the shelf. But otherwise, I have a pretty good mix. Again, looking at this, once I get Legendborn from the library, I have 2 physical books. The rest of them are all eBooks, or audiobooks. I do have, they thought they were free on audio. I might see if I can get a few of these other ones on audiobook too, just because sometimes it's easier for me to listen. Anyway, this was a chaotic TBR. I don't think I've ever only had 2 physical books, and I only have one with me because I'm waiting on the other one. I mean, if we read this one, I have this one too, but can you tell that I'm still sick because I'm rambling? All right, I'm gonna go now. I want to know, have you read any of these books and what did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.